Hey everyone, Jim here, Boots and Whiskey Podcast. Welcome back to another episode. This is part of our big 4 year anniversary haul here. We got a bunch of episodes that needed to come out. We have Hillary Reese, who is a return guest here to the show. Hillary has done a lot of cool stuff since the last time she was here, and this time you get video of her, so that's freaking cool too. If you go back, you can see that you can listen to the old Hillary Reese episode, and then we have this new one. She's a great girl. She's doing a lot of cool stuff. Sit back, relax, and enjoy, and we will see you on the flip side of this, guys. Cheers.
Busy, very, very busy.
I understand that. Trust me, I
Yeah.
get it.
I just looked up the last time we had you on, and that was in August of 22.
Oh wow. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
It has been a minute. Yeah. So
Yeah.
coming up on 3 years. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's been going on with you?
A lot. So I live in Nashville now, which is really exciting. The last time we talked, I was living in Mississippi. So I live in
Yeah.
Nashville now. I'm writing full time, recording full time, and playing shows. I love it up here. But recently released a new single, and everything's been going great with it so far. So I'm just feeling really lucky.
That's awesome. When did you make the move?
I made the move in February of 2024. So I just
Oh,
hit
all
the
right.
year mark. I love it up here now. I will say I miss home more than anything. So I miss being, in the woods sometimes. But I love being up here. There's really nothing like getting to live out your dreams every day in Nashville.
Yeah, absolutely. So how far from home are you? Because I mean, I know it's not that bad.
It's not anything crazy for me. It is because I'm a bad driver, but it's 6 hours. So I mean, like it takes a day. Now I've gotten pretty good. I'll usually leave after my ride at about 3, and then I can make it home. By 10 o'clock that night. So that's is not too bad, but
No.
got to prepare for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So what have you done in the last 2 years, really?
So much, so much.
Yeah, good.
So I really just for the first little bit of me living in Nashville, I'd say about the first year, sat down and wrote my butt off. There was some weeks I wrote 8 songs in a week and just tried to really figure out what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. And I'm so grateful that I did that because I just got to know myself over the past year and know what kind of music that I wanted to put out there. But yeah, a lot went down. So, I got to town. I started working with some folks and sat down, wrote my butt off, and then I'm not working with those folks anymore. So it's been an up and down. I'm fully independent now, which is really exciting, and just get to do what I want to do and put out what I want to put out. So
Yeah,
it's been a roller coaster, but that's Nashville for you.
right, right. Because like I feel like the last time, it was funny because you had messaged me and was like, "Hey, can I, come back on?" And like my first thought was like, "You were just here," and then like I look back at it and it's like, "Geez, like it's been a while."
It's been a minute. I guess the last time I was on, I just released my debut EP, Warning Label, around
Yeah,
sometime around there. And
yeah,
that feels like to me a lifetime ago. That feels like a completely different Hillary. Those songs, I'll forever be proud of those songs because I worked my butt off to get that EP out there and stuff. But it just feels like that was little old baby me.
yeah. Well, no, like and like now seeing you now, it's like you know I don't even know how to say this appropriately, but like you even look older.
Well, thank you.
you know, I mean, because I guess realistically you are. But yeah, like and it's funny. It's funny you had messaged me when you did because I was having a conversation with somebody not long before that, and they were like, some of the guests you've had on, it's been a while. Would you ever have them back on? And like my knee jerk reaction was no, absolutely not.
Yeah,
I don't know why. You know what I mean? I just because it's like there's so many people, right?
I get it.
And but like now it's like I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? Like it seems like no time has passed for me, right? But like you guys are the ones that are doing it and living it, and like I mean, just in the last 5 minutes, you've already told us how much more you've done.
Yeah, this industry is so crazy. I feel like there's always something to talk about that's happened. You know, I think when you're in the thick of it, you think everything goes so slow. Well, especially like from a fan perspective, you know, sometimes, you know, you're like, what is this artist doing? Like, I've been waiting for
Mm-hmm.
this new single for a year. When in
Right.
reality, you know, it's the artist is working their butt off to get it out there, they're fighting with the labels or the producers trying to get it. Like we're trying every day, you know, most of us out here to get something going. So I feel like there's always something to talk about.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm so excited to be back on a podcast.
yeah.
It feels like it's been a minute.
It, it's one of those things where, when you're doing it from my perspective, I don't want to say you forget people because you don't, right?
Right.
But like you almost forget the conversation you had,
Yeah.
right? Where, when we first talked to you, you were just more or less getting your feet wet in this industry.
Yeah.
Like, I guess, what would you have said to 2 years ago, Hillary, that you've learned in the last 2 years about just the industry in general?
Yeah, for sure. No, I feel like every month I have to reevaluate and be like, what just happened this month? Like, I don't know. And I've been doing
Uh
this
huh.
for a long time. I started coming to Nashville when I was 10 years old, which is just insane to think about. So, I mean, I've been at this for a while and it's still, you learn something new every day. Something changes every single day.
Yep.
You know, and it's really exciting just to look around when you're in the middle of being in Nashville. This is one of the coolest parts about living here. Seeing your friends win and just seeing them, you know, 1 month, people on the outside think they're doing nothing, and then the next month, like they're the hottest new thing on Music Row, and it's like, no, I've
Right.
been working for years. So I don't know. That's in the really cool side of the coin to see.
Yeah. Now, would you have, the way you started when we first spoke to now, are there any regrets?
None. That's a thing. It took me a minute to get to a point, but I don't know. Everybody I've worked with, like good or bad, I'm so thankful for them. Every bad side of this industry, I'm so glad I went through because it's made
Yeah.
me, as cliche as it sounds, it's made me a better person on the other side of it. And you have to be tough to be in this industry. So the quicker you learn that, the better in a way. So
Yeah.
it's not as jarring in the future, you know. And you really just learn too who you want around you, and you know how to appreciate the genuine people that come along, because there are so many good people in this town and so many good people in this industry that you really learn to, you know, appreciate them and say thank you for taking a chance on me when nobody else would. Thank you for being in my corner when there was nobody else in my corner. And I hope I can be that for other people, and you know we all can build each other up. There's a saying in town, it's rising tides raise all ships, and I'm a
Hmm.
firm believer in that with everything in me. But I don't know, it's just you can't regret the journey. I wouldn't
No.
change any bit of it because it's gotten me to where I'm at, and I'm so grateful to be where I'm at.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things where it also helps you creatively, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. I mean, hey, you can't write songs without a little bit of heartbreak.
That's yes, yes, ma'am.
So you gotta have all the good stuff in there. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's definitely been some songs out there that people probably think have been about guys, and I'm like, it's been about people in this industry, but we ain't no things. It's okay.
Right. Right. Well, like I mean, but that's also the beauty of music, right?
Yeah,
Where you can write a song like that and it be about whatever you write it about, and then if somebody wants to take it and apply it to their life, then so be it.
yeah. No, that's been the coolest thing. Is you know, my favorite part of all this is you know getting to see fan reactions in person to the music and just see
Sure.
you know how people relate and have people come up to me and tell me their stories about songs I've written. It's just been insane and the coolest thing ever. But seeing how music can affect people in such a different way when it's been like, oh, I thought it would be plain as day how I wrote this, you would interpret it, but you've applied it to so many different things. And I don't know, I'll never get over that.
Yeah. Like I do it. I do it all the time where it's like a song will come on and it's like you think that Morgan Wallen wrote that song for you, and it's like, it may sound good to you, or like sound like it's something that you went through, but it's could be totally different.
Yeah. I don't know. My favorite thing is to listen to like songwriter podcast or like the 10 Year Town podcast and just see where these songs originated from and, what the thought process was behind it or what even the initial idea was going into the room and how, this person said it in this way and it flipped the entire thing. There's nothing like that. And just seeing how, sometimes a 2.5 hour songwriting session can just create this monster hit is
Yeah,
it never ceases to amaze me. But and how people interpret things so differently. Because I mean, I've walked into sessions where I've had an idea that we've turned completely 180 around, and you can't unhear the song any other way.
sure, sure. Now, when you get into a room to do a write, do you go in with a focus, or do you just go into whatever happens today is what's going to happen?
I think it's different every time. I'm an artist. I'm so type A though. I have to go in with several ideas just so that we know we're going to get something, out of that day. I mean, now don't get me wrong. There's been sessions where we walked out and we've been like, today was just a hangout day because nothing was clicking and we didn't force anything, But you walk out of some sessions and you write 3 songs, so you never know what's going to happen in those. But I like to know, that I'm going in with a purpose or usually I have a project in mind or I'm like, hey y'all, I'm really looking to do something in this vein. But it's also part of building my community. I know I can go to this songwriter friend of mine and she will help me frush this idea that's in this vein because that's right up her alley, or I'll call this guy in and, we'll get something that's a cool combination and just putting rooms together is also a really fun part of all of this. But yeah, I try and go in and semi know what we're doing, but then I'm always open to other ideas and something else. But I get too anxious if I don't go in with anything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Trust me, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Since you've been in town and playing shows and, when you're not writing, do you have spots in town that you prefer to play in?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I love playing anywhere. Playing is the reason why I do all of this. Being on stage is like the happiest place for me. But I don't know. There's something really fun about, writers' rounds in town, just hearing the songs and the stories behind the song. It's like the live version of the podcast thing we were talking about. And just getting to hear, really where the idea originated from. I love places like Live Oak, the local. Like they're just such cool places. It always amazes me at the local. You have people who moved to town a week ago and then they're playing next to people who've written 20 number ones. And I'm like, and everybody's just hanging out. They're all just chilling together. And I don't know, that to me is just like it encompasses Nashville so well on how everybody
Yeah.
is really just supporting one another at whatever level.
What's been your biggest, and I apologize for swearing, but I typically do.
And
Uh, but what has been your biggest, holy shit moment since making the move to Nashville?
ooh, there, there has been a few. I don't know. I think it was when I can't say who they're for, but I had some songs put on hold and they're still on hold. So, you know, the thought of another artist bigger than me, wanting the songs that I was a part of and writing and, that were stories of mine. And, we sat down and had no clue that they were going to land there. And just knowing that other artists and, with huge teams and everything like that are excited about these songs. And that to me was really, really cool, especially because I moved to town. I love songwriting, don't get me wrong. But my huge thing that I love is being on stage and being on the road. Love recording, love songwriting, love so many other parts of this industry, but that was my main focus. So I feel like I had to grow as a songwriter when I moved to town, and that was like my area of the least confidence. And
Okay, yeah, yeah.
feel like within the year that there were songs coming out that other artists bigger than me were actually considering cutting, that that shook me to my core a little bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. Hopefully some stuff will start kicking. But
Yeah. Now, when you hear about something like that when an artist puts a song of yours on hold and whatnot, does that mean you can't even play it live if you wanted to?
Oh no, so I play it live at rounds and things like that, and I'm still a writer on the song, so I can
Oh, okay.
play it live. I can do all the things, and it's kind of like with anything else. Like you'll see these artists who started off as writers first. They played it around. You just didn't hear about it as much.
Sure, sure.
But yeah, so I still play them out. So if people come to a writers round, you're probably going to hear one or two of them.
How many rounds are you doing a week?
I'd say I probably end up doing like two a month. Keep it.
Okay.
I like to keep it fresh, and that way I still have time to write the new stuff and do all the other artist stuff. But a big goal for this next year is to just get on the road more and get a little bit outside of Nashville, start doing more full band, and come into cities near everybody else.
Yeah, yeah. Now, when I haven't asked these kind of questions before with people that are writing songs, but are you trying to like flush them out too? Even if like you get into a room, you write three or four songs, they may be great, but they may suck too, right? Like when you get it in front of a crowd,
Yeah.
So like how do you gauge that? Like as the writer, performer, what have you?
I would say honestly, there's this weird feeling you get when you write a special song, and it's so rare. This is not something we're coming out with once a week, but you just look midway through the write, you look at each other and you're like, oh my gosh, like you're all shaking in a way, and the song's not even done. And it's just something comes over you, and it's like you're not even writing these words. It's God taking over the room. That's the only way I know how to describe it. And stuff's just going on the paper, and you don't, or in the Google Doc, whatever.
Right.
Somebody's getting it in the Google Doc. Hopefully, it's making it there in time as you're saying it. But that's kind of the way I look at it. And then obviously, rounds are such a great place to test stuff out because I feel like people are actually listening to the words you're saying. Whereas sometimes you get in these full band settings and it's just about the vibe or how the chord progression is and what's going on energy wise. But when you take it to a writer's round, people are actually listening to what is the hook, what are the lyrics behind this, and seeing their reaction. And I usually just try and focus on like one or two people right in the front who I can tell are like intensely listening and see, when I get to the hook, what their reaction is. And that usually tells me everything I need to know, if they're into it or if they're not. If you can just focus on a few people rather than the whole room, I think that tells you a lot.
Yeah. Now, has there been anybody you've like attached yourself to in town that like has been like a mentor or somebody that you're like, all right, I'm watching how this person has done it, or they're telling me how they have done it, so I'm going to either A, do it that way or not do it that way, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I think I've looked up to a lot of people. I've looked up to Lainey Wilson so much, and the way she sat and she wrote, and then she got on the road. She got her publishing deal, then she got a record deal, and just her whole trajectory of her career, I think, has been really inspiring. But as far as like industry side goes, I would definitely say like Bart Herbison at NSAI has been a huge advocate of mine, and he was the guy when I first moved to town to shoot me straight, sit me down, say, you need to be writing 5 times. He said, Hillary, you need to be writing 5 times a week. And next time I see you, I want to see this amount of songs and this and that. And, we've grown our relationship so much. And there's been so many little advocates of mine along the way who I've just loved. But yeah, I would definitely say Lainey has been somebody I think has done things really well. Ella Langley is a more relevant one, but she moved to town, got her publishing deal, and, wrote her butt off, recorded her butt off, worked on everything she could, and yeah, now she's exploding. So
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at, and hoping my career will kind of go in the same steps. But let's all.
Yeah. Now for the rest of the year and what you're doing, when you're releasing your music, do you have a is there a rhyme or reason to how you're doing that?
Yeah, so we're hoping to do a single every 8 weeks. So it's a lot of new music coming out this year. Yeah. So I think everybody thought I went MIA for a year, but I was like, no, I just want to make sure what's coming is like actually me, and I'm actually really proud of it, not just throwing something out there to be throwing it out there, because I've done that in the past, just when I didn't know,
Yeah.
You wrote a song and then you released it, and that's how it went. But I wanted to take the time to hone in on my sound, my brand, just make music that I'm a fan of, hopefully, so other
Yeah.
people will be a fan of it. But yeah, so we're hoping to do a single every 8 weeks, and then maybe a project in the fall that I'm really excited about.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. I mean, yeah, you can't perform songs every night that you hate.
yeah, yeah.
You know, you just can't. You know, it's phony for one, and two, you know, crowds can read right through that.
Yeah, for sure. And you want to make sure in a year you don't hate them.
Right.
The tough part is like you can be so excited about it in the moment, but you want to make sure in a year you're still just as excited about it because you're still going to have to go on stage and sell it. But you have to be, I feel like in the beginning, especially, so excited about your music and just believe in it so much because there's times nobody else is going to believe in it. So if you don't
Right.
150% think it's everything, that you think it is in your head, and just fiercely believe that, then nobody else is.
That's right.
You gotta want it, and you gotta know that you love it. So that's what I want to
Yeah.
share for this next year. We did.
You know, I remember, I remember it correctly, but the last time we talked, you know, you had, I'm sure you still do, have quite the support system,
Yeah,
right? Now, what was that like telling everybody at home, like, all right, this is what I'm doing. This is what I got to do. You know, like,
yeah. It was tough. Oh my gosh. So my mom is my biggest support system. She goes back and forth, and my daddy is too. But when I tell you, I cried for a month straight before I moved to Nashville. Every night, I cried myself to sleep. And then my parents were looking at me, and they were like, "Do you want to do this? Like, it seems like you don't want to do this." I was like, "No, I'm 1,000% sure about it. Just leave me alone." But honestly, I'm so glad that happened because I grieved moving here before I got here rather
okay,
waking up, I don't know, very weird, but rather than waking up like a couple of months into this and getting homesick, I just got homesick before I left. And I think it was just because just the anticipation, but I was more homesick being in my hometown, knowing I was going to have to leave it, than the actual move. Because once I was here and settled, everything was okay. But I love my hometown more than anything. It's the cutest little town in Mississippi. My family's there. It's everything. If I didn't have to live in Nashville to do my career, I wouldn't. Like
yeah,
I'm be the first to say that. Not a lot of people admit it. There's way too many people here. The traffic's way too bad. I'm not about it, but I love what I do, so I love Nashville. But yeah, it was tough saying some goodbyes. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Now, how much of that have you incorporated in your music in the last year or so?
So much, so
Yeah.
much. So I just released a single called Decoy, and we went down to my friend Abby Cavler's land in Columbia, Tennessee, with my friend Emily Little, and we wrote 3 songs back to back to back. All of them were 45-minute writes, and the second one was a song called Don't Feel Like Home. It was set to be a single, but I still am on the fence if I should release it or not. It's all about I love my hometown, but I know I have to move on, and I don't know. I think I'm going to put some feelers out there because it's so real, but it's just scary because I love my hometown so much.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, when you want to get on the road and get out of Nashville, like what are some like are you trying to stay, I don't want to say local to Nashville, but close enough where you start to put out the feelers and see what's going on and then kind of go from there?
Yeah, so I think our first quest is going to be the southeastern region, just playing throughout the South. It's where country music is the bread and butter down here, so
Hmm.
maybe playing into that a little bit. I would love to break into the Texas circuit a little bit because they love them some country music, and they have some
They
great
sure do.
folks down there that support up and coming country acts. So yeah, I think for the first little bit, we're going to focus on the South, and then hopefully kind of break across the country.
Now, are you trying to do that this year, or is that more like next year?
So hopefully the gigs in the South they'll start fall of this year, and
Okay.
hopefully we'll break into some other circuits the following year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's hope. We got some
Yeah.
weekends. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. I mean, I was listening to some of your stuff earlier today, since the last time we talked,
Yeah.
and like, your debut EP was great, right? But like the songs you're writing now and the stuff you're putting out, it's just getting better.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That means everything to me. Yeah, I've really tried to hone in on what I wanted to do, and I'm not gonna lie, I listen back sometimes to that debut EP. I'm like, does this even make sense?
Well, I mean, think about it. You were a kid,
I was
more or less.
14 and 15 when we recorded most of that, and I was 14 when we wrote that debut EP.
So you're what, 18 now?
I'm 18. Yes.
Jesus Christ. Where has the time gone?
I know. I'm 18 now, so yeah, we've got
So did
Hillary. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Did you graduate high school and then move to Nashville, or did you?
So I graduated high school when I was 16. So I did high school in like 2.5 years.
Oh, that's right. I think we talked about that the last time.
So I did it fast because all I wanted to do was make music. And then so I would have like random odds and end jobs to fund music. So I
Sure,
was
right.
a weird kid with like no friends in high school. No, I'm dead serious because all I did was work and then like play bars on the weekends, and then the work money would go into like, okay, the band needs a new sound system, or I need to get this song recorded or whatever. Like I was the kid doing crap like that. And then so I moved here at 17.
Damn.
It's been crazy. Crazy.
Damn. Wow. Good for you.
Thank you. I think
Good.
I'm just delusional. Like honestly.
I mean, maybe, but
Delusional.
who cares? Like, keep chasing your dream, girl.
Oh,
Like,
thank you.
because not to be cliche, it's not gonna chase you back.
It's not. No. You I don't know who said this. I think it was Lainey. I think she said, I've loved country music for a long time, but it finally feels like it's loving me back. I'm still waiting on the day it loves me back. We're still, me and country music, we're in an abusive relationship. It's really toxic. I'm in a situationship with country music, so we're waiting on the day for it to love me back. But I love it so much, I couldn't see myself doing anything else.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because it's like, I love country music, right? But like, I have playlists on my Spotify where it's like all of these songs hurt.
Yeah. No.
And it's like, and you just listen to them anyway because.
No, I get it, but like I swear this whole job is a drug. Like I tell people that I walk out of some rights and I'm like, what did we just write today? Like, oh, I need to go home. Like I'm about this. I need to go home. I just wasted like 5 hours in this writing session to get crap. Like no offense.
Right.
And then I walk out of some rights. I'm like, what did we just write in 45 minutes? Like what? Like this could change my entire career. And that's just in the writing world. There's so many days, like I've walked out of the studio, I've been like, I suck. Then there's other days where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. It really is an up and down drug. Like, I swear my email plays a part in it. Oh, you didn't get this show. You got this show. Like, you never know. And I'm like, I feel like I'm on a like roller coaster every single day.
Yeah. There's times where like I'll have I was actually talking to somebody about this yesterday where like I'll have interviews set up or do interviews and like hang up the phone and be like, why am I even bother doing this shit?
Right. Yeah.
Like what was the point of that conversation?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Thank God. But like, especially if like, I'm an instant gratification kind of guy. So if you don't see it right away, it's like, I'm wasting my time. What am I doing?
Yeah. I think we're all trained now that way to have instant gratification because I swear
I think you're right.
I get shadow banned by dadgum TikTok. I'm like, my career's over, y'all. Let's hang it up. Like, let's go back to Mississippi real quick. But then I'm like, oh, I got a mini viral moment, or whatever the case may be. like, I think that's also the part that makes it really tough in this town is us, like, as a society in general, have become instant gratification people through social media
Yep.
and so many other things. But Nashville, it's a 10-year town. You got to
Yeah.
put in the work, and that is the part too that gets tough because for some people too, it's, you know, I wrote songs last week. Yeah, I started writing songs last week, and I'm blowing up TikTok this week, and I think that's great for them. I'm happy for them, but that's just not everybody's story, and you have to
Nope.
remind yourself of that.
Yeah, like I had to tell myself that even in this space where, there's country music content creators out there that went from nothing to something overnight, and it's like, one, I don't have the time for that. I wish I did.
Mm-hmm.
And two, it's like I see some of the things that other people do, and it just wouldn't fit how I do this show.
Right, and
It's too polished. It's too this. It's too that. It's
and you have
I
to
just want
remember
to be me.
that other people's success does not invalidate the work you're doing now. That's
Exactly.
a tough thing to remember when you're in the thick of,
Oh yeah.
the moment. But you really do. You have to say, okay, that doesn't mean what I'm not doing is important or good. That just means that this is their moment. God has his moment for me, down the line. And it might look different. It might be better. It might be worse in some cases, but it'll be the right fit.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like every interview you do, every song you write, whatever you do, like you never know who's gonna listen
Yep.
or anything. You never know.
Never know. No.
You never know.
My whole career was built off of me at 8 years old saying, I didn't make choir. Let me go do the talent show and start taking singing lessons. Like, that is insane. And then through that, I started taking singing lessons. And then they offered at this little place in Mississippi, they offered you could make music videos, cover music videos, threw them suckers on Facebook. They went viral. That was my peak in life. I'll never get that back. But yeah, so I mean, you really don't ever know. I mean, I thank God I remember being 8 years old and playing my first gig. This is going to sound so harsh, but this is like the kind of house I was raised in. A very loving home, but my mama is just, no BS kind of mama. So for the first little song, I ran off stage crying after my set after my first song, because I was like, I forgot the words. Oh my gosh. Me as an 8-year-old thinking my life is over. And I run to the bathroom, and my mama said, okay, Hillary, you can either, it's fine you're crying, but you can either go back out there and you can finish, or we can go home and never come back again. And I was like, what? You evil person? Moment here. Let me grieve. She was like, we don't have to do this again, but you're not just going to quit in the middle either. And if you quit, we're not going to come back and do this anymore. Because that's not how I raised you. You finish or you don't. And I was like, fine. And I went back out there. I sang Before He Cheats. And now I do this for a living. And so me at 8 years old making that one little decision, that was a God thing, 1,000%, is the whole reason I'm doing this now.
I love that. I love that your mom did that, because you know what? That's not just in whatever your hobbies are or your likes, or I'm not just saying this is a hobby, right, for you, right? I'm more talking generalizations for the people listening. Like whether it's a sport, whether it's learning a guitar or an instrument or whatever, or anything you do in life, if you're going to commit to it to a point where there's a level of commitment and serious commitment to something, you don't just quit when it gets hard.
No, and I'm a very all in or all out kind of person, everything in my life. So I don't know. That's probably why I got a lot of friends. That's probably why I had a lot of boyfriends. We'll see. But I'm like you're either getting it together or we're getting out of this mess. But
right.
I think you have to do this. And with anything in life, if you're gonna do it, go for it, because nothing good is worth doing it. Half ASS ED.
I love that you spelt that out.
Try not to cuss on here. I don't want my daddy calling me cussing me out later.
But no, it's true. Like, you're going to have ups and downs and everything.
Yeah.
Shit. Sorry, Dad, but shit's gonna get hard.
He won't call and cuss you out. It's okay.
All right, cool.
You won't
That's
get in
fine.
trouble. You will not get in trouble.
But yeah, I mean, everything you do, everything you put your heart and soul into, there are times that shit gets hard.
Yeah. No, with
And it's like you can either push through and fix or pivot or whatever, or you can just give up. And you just show everybody around you that you can't handle shit when shit gets hard. Sorry, I'm on my soapbox.
it's also a thing, like, I look at it like this. It's like pick your hard too. Like there's some days where I'm like, do I need to like cut my loose ends and like go home? Because we all have those days. But it's like if I did that, life would be so hard too. Because I'd be living a life, without music, without following my
Right.
dreams. So I think you have to look at things, and life is always going to be hard. But you
Yeah.
have to look at, well, what is going to get me closest to my goals in life. And either way, it's going to be tough. Some routes might be tougher than others, but you just got to push through.
Right.
And for the best.
It's awesome to hear you. Grow. This is gonna sound weird saying it to you, but like grow up so much that you have in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Like you're kicking ass. You're doing everything the right way, Hillary, and just keep going.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. It's been a very up and down journey, but I'm excited about what this next year has to bring. So excited about the music that's coming, and just
Good.
putting out there what I've been wanting to put out for years, and finally figuring out who Hillary is a little bit better. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, why don't you tell everybody how to like find you, listen to you, follow you, whatever it is that you want them to.
Yeah. I'm on everything under official Hillary Reese as far as Facebook and Instagram goes. My TikTok is Hillary Reese. I can't say I'm the best TikToker, but I try. We're on there. We're all winging it together. And then, so I just released a single February 28th called Decoy. And we just hit today 83,000 streams. So I'm really excited about that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Sorry?
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Fully independent. So, just hustling that out. And then we have another single coming out. When will this interview be aired?
When do you want it to be?
It can be aired in a couple of weeks. So we have a single coming out end of April, early May called Lose Them Casey's. So I can't announce it right now, but, whenever this interview is out is good.
Well, we'll release this when that comes out.
Okay, Lose Them Casey's is out. I'm really excited about it, but I'm also really nervous because we're releasing it as just a demo. So we are releasing 90% of the vocal take is the vocal take we got the day we wrote it. And I was sitting in front of my laptop like this, not thinking a thing about it, like just singing. And then we listened back to like something was in the room that day. So we're keeping 90% of the vocal take. We are just doing acoustic guitar, harmony, shaker, pedal steel, and my vocal. And we're putting it out there just because I was like, I don't want anything else on this. It's so different than Decoy, but I'm really excited about it. So yeah, that'll be out that's out now for the people.
It'll be out this week that we released it. Yeah.
This week, but I'm really excited about it. So right now, in today's current setting, we're getting all the content figured out, and
that's awesome.
Next this week, so we're really excited.
Awesome. That's awesome. So really, congratulations with everything that you've done and accomplished. It's awesome.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
You're welcome.
And again, thank you for having me on the podcast.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for reaching out because we get busy and I forget everything. So it's great.
I remember it was so much fun last time, so we had to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll do it again.
Yeah.
At some point. Hopefully, we don't wait 2 years though. Next time.
Not 2 years. Let me know. Hey, we've got tons of new music to always talk about.
Sounds good.
Tons of new music. All right. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, there you have it, everyone. Hillary Reese, a return guest. You know, I'm gonna love that. I love when they come back and we get to see the new stuff. So thank you, Hillary, for coming on and being a part of this again with us. And we hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you tomorrow for two more episodes. I'm not gonna tell you who they are. You're gonna have to come back tomorrow. Cheers, guys.